Okay, hello everyone. So, in the last lecture yesterday, we saw how GSM system locates its mobile user using different numbers and how call is get established. Okay, so whether that is originated by mobile users or they are terminated at mobile users. Okay, so that is nothing but localization and calling. In today's lecture, we will discuss or we will see that another concept which is implemented by the GSM, that is handover, or it is also called as hand off. Okay, so handover is a term that is used in European countries, whereas handoff is the term which is used in American continent. Okay, so we'll see. So, what is the definition of handover? So, it can be written as, here you can see the definition. Okay, it is written as a process of transferring an ongoing communication connection. That connection may be your voice connection or it may be the data connection from one frequency channel to another frequency channel. So, that is known as handover. Means if you are current communication is going on, whether it is a data communication or whether it is a voice communication, if you are transferred from one frequency channel to another frequency channel, so that particular procedure is known as handover or handoff. Okay, so now as I said, handover happens between two frequency channel. Then first question that should arise, that why this handover is required. Okay, so there are several reasons to it. We will come to that later, but GSM intends to make this transfer possible without dropping a connection. Okay, that means user are not aware that this transfer of frequency channel is happening, so your calls are not dropped. Okay, so this type of handover is known as soft handover or soft handoff, you can say. Okay, so another type is hard handoff, in which the connection is temporarily dropped when you are transferred from one channel to another channel. Okay, so in short, GSM implements soft handover or soft handoff. Also, GSM aims to complete this handover procedure within 60 millisecond. That is a time duration which is given maximum 60 millisecond it can take. Otherwise, your call will get dropped directly. Okay, so it happens in a very short period of time, so users are not able to recognize them. 60 millisecond is very small period. Sometimes it hardly takes 15 to 20 millisecond to take all this procedure. Okay, so for user are not able to recognize them. So as I said, there must be some reason why we are transferring a connection from one channel to another channel. That means why we are doing the handoff procedure. Okay. So GSM have identified 14 different reasons for handover, but we are not going to mention all of them here. The two basic reasons for handover that we are going to see. The first one, if suppose mobile user or mobile station moves out of the range of your base station or moves out of the range of the antenna to which it is connected. Okay, first reason is what? If mobile user or a mobile station moves out of a range of your base station or moves out of range of antenna to which it is connected. So as we know that each base station has a certain set of frequency channel allocated. So if you move out of the range of that particular station, those channel will not be valid, or you will not get access to those channel. Okay, so you have to move from one channel to another channel, or sometimes if they just if there is a just sectorized antennas are there, so different antennas are used for providing the services, and each antenna has a separate set of channel allocated to them. Okay, or each antenna radiates a separate frequency channel. So when you move from one antenna to another antenna also, you may be transferred from one channel to another channel, that you remember. So that is the first reason. Okay, for the second reason, now we'll see the second reason. Or second reason is, sometimes even when you are not moving, but the traffic or users in that particular region becomes too many, that it remains impossible to provide some frequency channel to hold the call period. Okay, at that point or at that time, you are hand over from one frequency channel to other frequency channel. Okay, so that are the two conditions. Okay, I hope everyone has understood the condition. The first condition is, if you are moved from one cell to another cell, or from one base station to another base station, in that case handover will take place. Or in a particular cell where you are currently available, if the traffic in that cell or number of users are increased in that particular cell, then handoff procedure will take place. Okay, so we will see the several scenarios in which this particular handoff procedure is carried out. Okay, so these are the two main basic reasons that we have seen for making the handover procedure possible in GSM system. Okay, now you can see there are scenarios in which the handover will be initiated by the GSM system. So on your screen or on your slide that is visible now, there are four scenarios shown for the same. Okay, there are four scenarios are shown. One, sorry, one, two, three, four. Okay, let's talk about them one by one. So the first scenario, that is known as intra-cell handover, that is nothing but the intra-cell handover. So what is intra-cell handover? So as the name suggests, this type of handover occurs, or this type of transfer of frequency channel occurs even when user is inside the same cell. Okay, so intra-cell handovers means even when you are inside the same cell, you are transferred from one channel to another channel. Okay, that means you are in the same BTS. Okay, so suppose if this is the particular cell for scenario one I'm talking about, that the mobile station is connected to this BTS. Okay, but though, though you are present in the same cell, if you are transferred from one channel to another channel, then that is your intra-cell handover. Okay, you are in the same cell means what? That you are in the same BTS. Okay, and still you are transferred. Okay, so this type of handover occurs mostly when the traffic is too much within a particular cell. Okay, the reason being that too much traffic, or sometimes the geographical surroundings in that cell are too inconsistent. Okay, surrounding or geographical surrounding in that particular cells are too inconsistent. Let's say there are hills or valleys, suppose. So okay, so whenever you move from hill to valley, so there may be the problem of reflection, diffraction, and other parameters which causes the interference. Okay, and due to that interference, you may be transferred from one channel to another channel. Okay, so reasons of handover in type 1 scenario is traffic intensity or geographical location issue. Okay, so that is what the first intra cell handover. Then the second scenario, that is this one, or we can say intercell or intra BSC. Okay, when user moves from one cell to another cell, when user moves from one cell to another cell. Okay, Now when user moving from one cell to another cell, so it is changing its base station. So now previously the base station was this one. Now so it is moved from here to here. Now the base station will be this. Okay. So as you can see in the diagram, BTS is changed. So this type of handover is called as inter-cell intra-BSC handover. Inter-cell intra-BSC handover. So you are changing the cell, but you are still controlled by the same base station controller. You are changing the cell. Your BTS will going to differ, but you are still controlled by same BSC. Okay, that is base station controller. So you can see this base station controlling both the cell. Okay, so since each base station is allocated a different set of channels, let's say f1 for the first cell, suppose f1 channel allocated for the this one and f2 is for this one. Okay, so you will be transferred from f1 to f2 in the case of second scenario. Then the third scenario, now we'll move to the scenario number 3. Third scenario, that is inter BSC intra MSC handover. Inter BSC intra MSC handover. Okay. Now here you can see from second cell, the user is suppose moved from second cell to third cell. Now here you can observe both are different BSCs. Both are different BSCs. Okay. So but they are controlled by same MSC. They are controlled by same MSC. Okay. This is the hierarchical structure in the GSM. So in the third case, that is same thing. Different channels are allocated to different cells. Since they are the part of different BSCs, the handover procedure will be initiated, and we will see the last scenario, that is inter MSC handover. That is inter MSC handover. Okay. In this case, user move from one cell. Suppose it is now moved from cell 3 to cell 4. Now see here, it is transferred from one MSC to other MSC now. That means user moves from one cell to another cell, which is managed by different MSC, not only different BTS and BSC, but it is also managed by the different MSC. So sometimes this is also called as roaming. So when you are when you move from Mumbai to let's say Delhi, okay, so you are controlled by different MSC. Okay, so that is called as a roaming. Or you can say that if you are moving from India to United States, definitely it is completely controlled by different MSC. So that will be such a that will be a hierarchy of inter MSC handover. Key reasons are same, that different channels available to different sales. So you are transferred from one channel to another channel, or one channel to different channel. Okay. So these are the four basic scenarios or types of handover. That is hard handover. And the types of handovers are hard handover and soft handover. And handover scenarios are these four. Okay. That means intra-cell handover, inter-cell intra-BSC handover, inter-BSC intra-MSC handover, and inter-MSC handover. Okay. So apart from this, there are not many reasons why handover should have happened. Most of the other reasons falls in the first scenario, that is when you are within the same cell, but still handover take place or handover is initiated. Okay, so that are four scenarios. Now we'll see. Now, so how does the system decides that it is a time to start a hard handover process? Okay, and handover decision. Okay, so make that possible. First of all, you need to know whether a user is receiving a sufficient signal quality or not. Okay, for that, mobile station periodically sends signal level and signal strength level and bit error rate measurement over a continuous period of time. Okay, so this type of information is regularly sent by the mobile user or mobile station, you can say, to its corresponding base station. Okay, so and this particular measurement is done for both types of links, that means downlink as well as uplink. Downlink means base station to mobile station, and uplink means from mobile station to base station. So in any of them, if there is an error or if there is a problem, handover will be initiated. Okay, such measurement reports are sent by mobile station about every half second. Okay, and after every half second, measurement will be sent by the mobile station. So such concept is called as mobile assisted handoff. Okay, which is out of our current discussion. Okay, so we'll see. So such reports are sent by mobile station every half second, which contains the quality of link. Okay, quality means the signal strength and the bit error rate, that how much erroneous data that you are communicating. Okay, so that will be sent. So based on this, decisions may be taken or decision may be taken. So handover decision does not depend on actual value of revised actual value of received signal strength, but on the average value of received signal strength. Meaning of this is, let's say at a certain moment of time, I receive a signal strength which is too low, but it is too low for on this particular or for smaller amount of time or small period of time. So apart from it, most of the communication is having good signal strength, so that small period of time should be within nanoseconds or microseconds. Okay, otherwise handover may be initiated. Okay, so rather than taking momentary signal strength, usually user or system decides it is a time to start a handover procedure by considering a average value of a signal strength or average value of a bit rate error. Okay, so let's say my signal strength is continuously good, it drops for a smaller period, suppose here and there. It is continuously my signal strength is remain good. For smaller point, it get dropped, and again it has a good signal, and again it reaches to the good value. You can say in that case, handover will not be carried out. Okay, because most of the time you can say, if I consider this time duration, so between this time duration, most of the time in this time duration, my signal strength is good, except for the this time period. Okay, so in that case, handover will not be carried out because most of the time you are having a good signal strength for a longer period of time. So that means your frequency channel is good one. Okay, so handover will not be initiated for that, because we are considering average, or we can say average value of all these periods at certain points, or after certain amount of time we are continuously checking that. Okay, so hence VSC collects all the values from the base station and mobile station and calculates the average value, and then makes a decision whether to start a handoff or a handover, or not to start the handoff or handover. Okay, so that is how the handover decision will take place. Okay, now, so we'll see what is the basic formula or basic concept behind this decision, or behind taking this decision. Okay, let's see that with the simple example. Okay, on the screen you can see the diagram. Okay, On the screen you can able to see the diagram. Now let's say mobile user is currently at this location. You can see the mobile station is here. The mobile user is currently at this particular location. Okay, we'll take this particular location or this location. Mobile user is currently at this particular location. Okay, and it is moving in this particular direction. Okay, at a constant speed. Let's say mobile station is in, or mobile user is in the car. So you are traveling by car. So you are moving in this particular direction. Okay, and this is your antenna. Suppose here we have antenna. This is my antenna, suppose. Okay, which is providing you the service continuously, which is providing you the service continuously. Okay, so as you move away from this particular antenna or your tower or your base station, we can say, so your signal strength will start decreasing. That we have already seen in previous lectures. Okay, so you can see the signal strength is decreasing now. This is the signal strength. Here you can see as you move away from the antenna, your signal strength is decreases. Okay, so signal strength start decreasing, and after certain time, let's say at this particular time, we can say, I'm marking this particular time. Okay, signal strength becomes too low. That is that it is not possible to communicate or continuing the communication on the same channel for a longer period of time. So shall we start handover immediately? Answer is no, because we are saying that we consider the average value. So we don't start immediately the handover. We still wait up to small further period of time. Means suppose I'll start from here, we'll check it for a certain amount of time, and suppose that time will be here till here. Okay, and at this point, let's say it becomes impossible to continue using the same channel. Okay, so you are handed over from one channel to another channel. Okay, so this is how the decision is made, or decisions are made. Okay, now what is done over here? So signal strength are periodically measured. They were good here when we measured that time, it was bit good. Now okay, now these values are compared with two thresholds. Okay, so this one, the first threshold, we can say T1. We can, this one the first threshold T1, suppose, and this one is the second threshold T2. Okay, at second threshold, at which we conclude that beyond this it is not possible to continue in the same channel. So second threshold, here we have shown the second threshold, that's this point. Okay, so first threshold is known as threshold for beginning the handover procedure, and the second threshold is known as a threshold for cutoff. Okay, the difference between these two is called as a handover margin. So this particular time period is handover margin, T1 to T2. Okay, so during this particular signal strength levels, your handover process should get completed. Okay, so that means at this particular period, or that means this period, that T1 to T2 should be less than 16 milliseconds. Okay, otherwise call will be dropped. So we are comparing our signal strength, or system is comparing our signal strength in these two thresholds. Okay, threshold for beginning the handover and threshold for call being dropped. Okay, with these two values signal strength is measured and decision is taken whether to start a handoff and complete a handoff or not to start. Okay, why we are comparing with two? Okay, let's take one example. Okay, let's take modification to our situation for that. Okay, now we'll take one example. Okay, we'll take example over here. If suppose user is moving in this particular direction, okay, so here dropping point I can say, and it turns back and return back to the original position. Okay, where the antenna or base station is there. So then your signal strength will drop here, because you can say the signal strength is very big over here, and again it increase. Okay, because you are moving again towards your own base station, so no need to hand off required over here. So this is why we are using a handover margin, okay, to make a decision. Then there may be another situation, okay, which is called as a ping pong effect, which is called as a ping pong effect, where unnecessary handover may occur. Okay, let's say you are moving in again same direction from mobile station to here. Again you come back. Again you move away from the base station. Again you are coming back. So you are continuously moving away and towards the base station. Okay, so you and that's keep happening. Okay, so your signal strength is fluctuating tremendously over here in such situations. So every time you are making a handover, and that is not desired, and that's why we compare average values to threshold value. Okay, so this is called a ping pong effect, where you are moving back and forth between two locations which are within the threshold levels of a handover procedure. Okay, so this is how the decision are made. So this is what the handover is about. Okay, so let's see the procedure, how handover procedure take place. Okay, so let's see how the procedure is actually carried out. So it's through the timing diagram. Okay, so it's a timing diagram depicting how exactly the handover procedure is initiated and it is completed. Okay, so starting from the mobile station, here you can see we are starting from mobile station. Okay, so as I said, signal strength or signal strength is measured over there, or signal strength measurements or bit error rate measurements are continuously sent by ms. So you can see measurement report here, they are continuously sent to bts. So mobile station to base station, to which it is currently connected. So mobile station is transmitting that error report or measurement report. Okay. So now we are calling this particular BTS as a old BTS or BTS old. BTS old means the BTS to which you are currently connected. Okay. So now this is forwarded to BSC. The same report is forwarded to BSC, which is called as a BSC old. Okay. Now BSC the received signal, compares the received measurement reports with the threshold value. Based on that, it makes a handover decision. It makes a handover decision. Okay. So let's say it decides the handover is required now. So decision take place and it decides the handover is required. So it forwards the handover required message to MSC. Okay. Now MSC find out a possible surrounding BSCs, because under MSC there are several BSCs are there where channels are available and which can be allocated to your current user. Okay. So one important thing I forgot basically to mention here, when we are sending these measurement reports, when mobile station is sending these measurement reports, okay, at that time not only our current strength is given, okay, but most of the time what are the neighboring cells or what are the neighboring cell transmitting at what particular power or what particular signal is also given to the BSC, and this report is also reported to the base station. Okay, so that helps in making this particular handoff decision pretty quickly. So not only our signal strength, so this is our channel signal strength we can say, but also the signal strength of neighboring channels may be also reported to the or by the mobile station to BTS. So it happens very quickly. So MSC here realizes or MSC finds out which are the neighboring cell which can be or which can provide the channels to your communication, and chooses one of such base station controller and sends the handover request to that particular BSC. This BSC is new BSC. Okay. New BSC, that is to which you will be transferred now. Okay. So because when new BSC gets alerted, new BSC allocates the resources like frequency channel. Here is the resource allocation at the BSC level. So it allocates the resources like frequency channel and proper encoding parameters and all those, and activates the channel on their particular new base station. Okay. That is channel activation request will be sent to this base station, that is BTS new. Okay. So now whenever channel is activated on the new base station, it is acknowledged by the channel activation, that is from base station, new base station to the BSC, and from BSC to the further MSC and back to. This is how once the channel is activated over at the BSC, this HO request acknowledgement is sent to MSC. From MSC it will be sent to BSC old. From BSC old it will be sent to BTS old, and from BTS old it will be sent to your mobile station. Okay, via BTS. Okay, so this is done via a handover command. Okay, so when a new channel is activated, then only your handset or you are informed about the handover. That is means your handset only. Okay, so that's why it is called as a soft handoff, soft handoff. Okay, now here your mobile station is informed about the handover when new channel is activated, so you are not disconnected from your communication. That's why it is known as a soft handover. Okay, one mobile station knows, or once your mobile station knows that new channel is available for communication, then it accesses that particular channel which is a part of new base station. Okay, once it accesses the channel, we can see the link is established between mobile station and the new BTS. Okay, and once link is established for a short moment of time, a mobile station has two channels to which it is connected. One from the old one, that is old from old BTS, and one is from the new BTS, because previous जो था उसके पास that channel he has not released it. Okay, so this is what happens for a very short period of time, that is very short period of time. Now once link is complete, establishment is complete, you release your previous channel now. Okay, that means channel from old BTS is released. Okay, and new base station sends a command called handover complete command. Okay, okay, to the base station controller, which sends as or forwards that command to the mobile station. So clear command is forwarded here. See, okay, clear command is forwarded to old base station, and the previous channel is freed because it is no longer serving any purpose. Okay, so you move from two channels to back to the single channel, so you are now accessing only one channel now. Okay, which is a part of new base station. So once previous channel is freed, the acknowledgement is sent from new base station to the previous base station, which is a old base station, and clear is completed over here. Okay, so as you can see from this particular diagram, the how the soft handoff take place. Okay, so you are acquiring a new channel, that is new base station, or channel from new base station, and then releasing the channel from old base station. Okay, that is old channel. Okay, that is why it is a soft handoff. Okay, so that is what about the handoff procedure or handoff. Okay,